Both lost at a day. Pretty much similar. I don't wanna hear your thoughts. You don't wanna feel my skin. You just wanna dream of sin. Sickness floating in our veins. Players in a spotlight game. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm sitting up in my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just getting visions from my mind. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Feeling your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Feeling your eyes and you love it. It's sick and difficult, but we're not ashamed. Pretty damn mutual. We're not sentimental, no sentiments, no. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm still up in my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just getting visions from my mind. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Feeling your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Feeling your eyes and you love it. Your thoughts. You don't wanna feel my skin. You don't wanna feel my skin. You just wanna dream of sin. Sickness floating in our veins. Players in a spotlight game. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm still up in my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just getting visions from my mind. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Feeling your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Feeling your eyes and you love it.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a f what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right?
All right.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's
Here
a
we
bet,
go.
right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal,
What does this
right?
button do?
Got 5 on it.
Testing my monitor at the moment. Gotta have a little something.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone.
Welcome to the late night crypto charts with the road dog. That would be me. Pardon me as I still work out some sound issues. Trying to find that right mix between the music and the voice, and I'm just not satisfied yet. So if this is your first time to the stream, I bid you welcome, and welcome to you if you have your upteenth time to this stream. But it's something that if you, this is, we just kind of chill out, listen to, you know, some semi-cool music that's available, non-copyrighted. Looking at the crypto charts, discussing the market, looking and, you know, always scoping out some interesting coins, interesting projects, looking at the tokenomics, just all things crypto. Looking at the charts and the way I present, it's, you know, I like to teach what I'm doing so that, you know, I like to think that anybody can learn to do what I do on the charts. And therefore learn a life-changing skill that can literally, you know, put you in a much better predicament, get you out of that 9-to-5 rat race. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but why not do something that you love rather than something that you just have to do? But I digress. Broadcasting live from the USSA, where democracy is so 1776 and wokeism is the new 20. Crazy day today. Trump surrenders for his historic 4th arrest. And whether you love this guy or you hate this guy, you just, don't you kind of have to just take pause and say, wait, WTF? And I mean, how did we get here? Wow. America in the news for all the wrong reasons. But this is not a political show. We just like to look at crypto. Strega says, my pappy. What did your pappy do? Your pappy tumbled, didn't it? This fear of a rug pull, if I read the headlines right. We can come over here and kind of brush these. Let me refresh them. If you do not know a good source of news, normally I like to go to CoinGecko, but they pull their news from this source. CoinGecko's been a little bit harder to navigate lately. Crypto Panic. Great place for news. It's a news aggregate. But I guess we could search for Pepe. There's some Pepe news. Pepe tanks 16%. We can see it over here. You can click on it and go right to the article. Pepe tanks 16% after suspicious transfers and multi-sig wallet modifications. And one that I saw, you know, there was a transfer of Pepe to the exchanges from the developers. Here, I think this was it. Pepe developer wallet sends 15 million to Binance, OKX, and Bybit. So there's a scare in the market for Peppy. Good old Peppy. Let's take a look at Peppy because Bitcoin is still, well, before we get to Peppy, the price that we are today, skip all the crazy stuff that happened, the same price that we were pretty much at last night, I think. So it seems like, at least the time of this show, we seem to kind of balance out about here, but we do some crazy stuff in between. Just an interesting side note there. But on to Peppy. So Bitcoin, just the same boring Bitcoin coins, basically what I'm saying. We will take a look at Bitcoin in just a moment. Let's do something different and just look at Peppy's big drop. Man, oh man, I don't think that's all of it either. Look at this. Ooh. Uba. What can you say to that except for ouch? You know, there's some shorters out there that are just happy, right? I think we were last looking at this pattern here. Bearish megaphone and bearish you got and down. It looked promising here. I think that was a 6-1 or a 786 retracement, normally a good bottom area. Make sure I got my fibs lined up there right. And now I guess I should pull them over so they make a little bit more sense to us. So we can still see what areas that we are in. And so when you zoom out, we're on the daily, just kind of catching our breath here. And we lost the 786 apparently, and so the next one down, well, we've got the 886 we can always rely on. That comes in at, we haven't been here in a while, man. I think I remember these prices, but it must have been before Peppy took off and I was totally ignoring it then too. But I do remember it at those prices around in the 7s, I thought. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. And then 7,063. Currently it's at 9,024. So it's got a little bit of a drop yet to come, more than likely about another 20% drop. Ouch. Going from, you know, level to level. Currently in a falling channel, and it's got plenty of room to actually come down here, and even if it just has to wind its way down here a little bit in this area, something like that, it's going to get sideways and boring. Looks like nothing that I see is just mega bullish, just ready to see Peppy just pop and correct itself. No, it's got some sorting out to do. Poor Peppy. You're not alone. I do have that in the paper trade. My bags be hurting. Where are you, Peppy? Peppy, how long? I got a Peppy along. Where's it? Tell me what you are, man. Oh well. I'm sure it's down a lot. I never could figure out how to make it sell on this. You can do paper trading from TradingView if you didn't know that. I think even the free count. It is something, you know, it gives you something to do. It is easy to set, you know, generally. But sometimes it doesn't always set them on the certain charts. I don't know why if you set an order, but I do have a Peppy trade, but it is definitely down. I'm down to $8,000 on that account. Ouch. but I am not managing it or, taking it very seriously. But it is down, and it's down like a lot of things. My regular count is down too. It's part of it. So Pepe's coming down. A lot of things be coming down. Looking at the market here today. Wow. Do have some coins that we can go over today. Some that I've been trying to get out for the last couple of days, and we can squeeze them in. Just some of notoriety to take a look at. One thing to watch again, I do have this watch list. See how these guys are doing today. So in that sea of red, actually today, these are the strong ones for the year in this watch list. And so we got a couple of them that are doing well, KMD and Bone. Not bad there. Pendle, still got my eye on Pendle. I'm going to have to look at Pendle a little more carefully. So one of these guys that I do have, I want to also look on the tokenomics one because a lot of these I'm not that familiar with. This one is Terra. Terraxa. This one has got a lot of total supply, so right off the bat, it's going to have to do a lot more convincing for me than most would, because that just makes me a little leery. We're getting into, you're going to put you into take forever to move a market cap type territory, but on the flip side, it only has $19 million market cap, so it's very small. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember this one from the last run. I think I remember it popping up a little bit. The current supply is about 1/3 of the total supply, 3.7 billion. So, there's only 2/3 of the way to go. More dumping on our heads, but fully diluted valuation, if all the coins on the market were out at its current price, its total market cap would be 52 million, which is still incredibly low if it has a decent use case, right? And especially if it has the probability of a lot of hype. All-time high was 7 cents. Currently at half a penny. Okay. Sturgis says, I had some thoughts for today, but I lost them. That's a good one. Sturgis says, I'm seeing a bounce on Mindy. Take a look at that next. So Terraxa, hold your eyes. I'm going to flip this and flip back. Oh, save our eyeballs. Now, if they have an eye-soothing screen when I get there, they earn bonus points. But they have a white screen, I take points away. I feel like we looked at this one before, haven't we? Terraxa is an EVM-compatible smart contract platform based on T-graph consensus, utilizing block DAG, enabling Web3 to solve real-world problems. And I spit that out like I understand like every word of that is, but the truth is I am just reading it. That's a lot of geek speak in there. EVM compatible with your smart contracts, but we start getting a T-graph consensus and block DAG. Getting a little bit more technical than where I currently am, but we're Web3, so we're going in the good direction. I like it so far. So, okay, we get you fast, low cost green. Cool network, yeah, all right. So that's what we got. Interesting. Use cases, that would be phenomenal. Hype released. Hyper project on social by rewarding sustainable community interactions and discussions. Okay. Hype, the first dApp on Echo. Okay, so that's one of it. Social listening. Trend spotter. Hype. Trusted machines, bridging trust in operations by giving machines quantifiable reputations by making machine-generated data tamper-proof and auditable. Asset leasing. This is a lot of geek speak. But definitely, I mean, solving some problems that are needed to transact on Web3, so it's doing something. So, okay. Maybe worth a deep dive. Now, I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, we're Ethereum, right? Ethereum ecosystem. So, gas fees, which right away for business models just happens to make me wonder. But yet, you know, that's where the big money will be headed first. They just will. They're going to mimic just like retail and VCs and all that when they were coming into crypto. Or just, we all did this. Usually, most of us all did this the same way. Some people went with Doge first, but usually, you know, it was Bitcoin is crypto. Looking at that, and we're looking at that. We want Bitcoin, and then we see some other coins, and well, those look interesting too. Maybe they could do that, but. And then ETH coming along, and you know, a lot of us went toward ETH. I did not. Definitely should have. Would not have been a bad mood. I remember being $118. Thinking I should probably buy some of this, and I didn't. That was a 10x that never went back to that area. So Taraxa, let's check out the charts and then we'll take a look at Mindy. Forgot what the actual name of the project is for MNDE. It'll come to me though. So Taraxa, let's go with it's available on Mexi. If you do not have a Mexi account, I do have links in the description below. It gives you they don't have anything with fees, or very little bit with fees at the moment, but if they ever do, it gives you the biggest discounts that you can get. And it would also help to support the channel. Just one way, if you just need an exchange. Mexi is a good one. They got some nice tools and things. I like it. So Taraxa is coming down apparently from a nice pump, right? Had some gains, sit here flat for the longest time on the daily chart, but a nice. Did that say 1,000? Yeah. It did. Just did a 10x over a period of a week. 12x, 13x, depending on where you got it from. Does that not seem interesting? Because it was down here at 1/10 of a penny. It's now 1/2 a penny. That was the daily chart. I'm going to zoom back out to the weekly here. So nice pump up, right? Not quite the time to get into it. We can still actually come back down to these areas, just depending. We still have a little ways to go before actual bull run starts, right? We may be in a more of a bull trend now, but this is not the bull run. And the bull run thing go crazy. But I think this one's got definitely some potential here, and at some point over these next few months, it may do another little quite crazy run like that again. A lot of times we see that. So just making some notable areas that it can definitely come back to. Some we probably don't want to see it come back to. And if you are new to charting, this is how I start out. Big time frames on the weekly, support resistance. Just what you see right there. The basics. Keep it basic. Keep it simple. You can do a lot with just this idea alone. Just looking over to the left. Can do better on this one. I'm going for a candle body. And my candles probably look different than yours. I'm using Hikinashi. You switch that up here at the top. On my screen, it's right by the cow, so you can't see it. The cow and the flying saucer. Moo! They just make things easier to read and easier to interpret, in my opinion. So I got one on the top of these candles, some on the bottom there. Looking for support resistance flips mainly, where a candle closes on top and then one closes down here on top. That's a fairly decent one right there. Next thing I want to do is take my Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. And that will give us the little bumpy places that this price action will meet on its way down here falling. If it doesn't turn around, I foresee it coming down to this area, the 1.272. That's the worst case scenario, but always a good area to just keep in the back pocket. We've seen that play out many times. Other notable areas is the 886, which happens to already have a line on it. So, hey, look how that works. This line here almost lines up with their 786, so we'll just let that linger there. So there's some areas. Currently, we are under the 618 golden ratio on the Fibonacci extension tool. Fell below it, wick below it. 786 right here is a good area. Most notably, when you do get a pullback and it becomes a deep pullback, this zone between the 786 and the 886 is just usually a juicy buy zone before price goes up. Not always. It can always go down further, but a lot of times if you're in a strong move, right here where it's at will be a point where it will reverse, right? But if that point fails, then we go for deep correction levels, and I think Taraxa could do that. Come back down and test these areas. Also look at the moving averages. 9 moving average. I have a 5 moving average system. Composed of the 9 moving average, the 21, the 50, the 100, and the 200. This white one here, definitely a strong area to look at. That's coming in at 0.0041. Currently price is at 0.0065, so a little bit more of a drop. 32% more of a drop possible. These are some areas I want to go ahead and just raise this buy zone up. To me, this is a great buy area. I recommend that if you are interested in this coin, do your own technical analysis, see if what you come up jives with what I come up with, and if it does, and a lot of things say, hey, more things say yes than no, then jump out there, baby. And that's crypto opinion. All right, so set up on the weekly now. I can start coming down to the smaller time frame, see what's really going on, get into the juicy, meaty gossip of it all. Seeing that on the daily, which is still a larger time frame, 9 moving average, we're underneath it. Ooh, downtrend, definitely, no doubt about it. It's coming down to this 50 moving average. Okay, we got our little box zone there saying, hey, my buy zone, right there, just waiting for it to fall in there, bounce off of it. On the daily, this little box matches up with that 100 moving average. Funny how all this lines up, isn't it? Kind of wild. So that's what we call confluence. I got 2 things giving me. We did Fibonacci, and now on this time frame, the moving averages fall in line with that. So this is a juicy area for me. If it doesn't take off from here. This was a 618 area, but we've lost it on the daily, so I do see it coming down there. Now, what also helps if you bring up some other indicators, which what happened to them? Once I look at price action, get something like that. Let's take a look at the indicators, what they say. Now, they're on a little bit of a downslope, but slowing up a little bit. Money flow is starting to come to the downside, so still see probably some more downside there. All these hot wicks up here indicate a lot of sell pressure. Usually for that, you got a reversal. So yeah, we can definitely see some lower prices out of this. Come to the 4 hour to get a better feel. 4 hour, we're struggling with losing this 400 moving average. This 200 moving average. Okay, so we just lost that. The green, the 9 moving average just crossed that. That's no good. No good. Could it ricochet and bounce off of there? Probably, with the fact that it crossed it's not good in my opinion. That would give us a breakthrough, which would drive us down here, and maybe at that strength, maybe target some of these lower areas. So when it comes to moving averages crossing, so I want you to notice you got 200 moving average, and just notice how they just spread and fan out, right? That's what you want to see. When you got a nice big run, you got a big fan out of the moving averages. It's like one of those Chinese fans, and that's when you know, hey, we need to try to check out some more time frames, larger time frames, see what's going on, any kind of bear sentiment, because this thing's looking kind of toppy. Keeps riding along. That's why we like the 9 moving average. When you're in a trend, it rides the leg of that 9 moving average until it doesn't. And then you got to start questioning, hey man, what you think you're doing? So love the moving averages. They help a lot. And right now it's saying they're going to get a little bit ugly, because you see this angle that they're coming in. The more that angle, the stronger the attack. Get it? And so when that angle, say if they were kind of doing like this right beside it and stuff and crossing over, oh, that move for price action is probably lackluster, not happening. But when you got them coming like this, well, you might see a big move, a bigger move. So foodful thought for food. But really testing this 200 moving average. Now the rule of thumb is if you're above the 200 moving average, you are bullish. If you are below it, you are bearish, meaning number go down, baby. Do I like it or not? Number go down. And that's on any time frame. But we especially pay attention as swing traders to the weekly, to the daily, to the 4 hour. And especially to the 200 moving average on that 4 hour chart. We losing that, baby. We getting bearish. So Taraxa, look for her to come down a little bit as she accumulates, goes through a little accumulation phase here over the next few days, which I think would be a yummy time to buy. Now, if we look at our indicators, you might notice a few things. Now, it is noteworthy to say the MACD is looking a little bit bullish. Should we take that into consideration? Most definitely. And again, what kind of cross do we have here? It's decent. That's a decent cross. Look what we got last time we had a cross similar to that. Similar. Okay. Damn. Maybe we shouldn't second guess this little baby. Maybe it is trying to do a little wigwag reversal thing idea here. Those usually don't end well. I'm just saying. You get down on the 1 hour, look at what's going on here, and I'm like, no, that looks bearish to me. So you have 200, you're 100. and your 50, these top 3 yellow, white, blue lines, they have the most momentum, and they're still coming. Now this one's easing around a little bit, or just a little, but still the momentum is still coming down. These 2 little puppies right here, the red, the green, and the red little puppy dogs, just running all over everywhere. And gotta watch them. They can run down here. Looks like that might be happening pretty soon. Also, now pattern-wise, we are actually doing something more like that, drawing the lines from candle tops, candle bodies, as much as I can. And that is a bearish pattern, a rising channel. I mean, it's good for a little while. It's bullish for a little while. You're in that channel going up until you're not, and it's got about a 64% chance to come right back down. You can take a measured move for the width of that, but generally, a lot of times they'll bring you back to the starting point in that area. That's point 0.04748-ish on Taraxa. I'm not interested in Taraxa at all. Well, we can move on to something else. That was more for educational purposes than anything. I just see overall, expect this little baby to come down before I start dipping my toes into the water for it. Check out our chat. Ooh, I missed everybody. Sorry about that. I got lost in my own thoughts there. Marinade. You called that down to the 0.044.03 level. I set an order at that level and it hit, and then it started to advance a little bit. It was good. Yay! Let's check that out. Let's do that now. So we go with one base. Oh, to the buy zone. Yeah. See what we were doing shorter time frame, weren't we? Little short zone up there. Blow it up. Lots of sell pressure right there. But it looks nice, actually. I've noticed. So the buy signal with the 5 moving average system, right? Your official bullish buy signal, or any buy signal, bullish or bearish is when the 50 moving average crosses over the 200, the yellow one. So mine is blue. Blue crosses over yellow. And I've noticed a lot lately on some charts that when it does that, that is, I mean, if you took it literally, it's the worst time to buy. The price comes down. I mean, eventually it starts getting upward and everything, but just when it crosses, the actual cross happens, which is right here. Horrible time to buy in. But the official signal has been given, so you wait and find the best entry right here, and it came down. Now that retracement, let's clean this chart up a little bit, and let's take a look and see what happened and what went on. That looks like, that's a 786 or 6, yeah, 786 retracement. And so we had our little box right there and at there waiting for it. I did not take this trade. But now we're looking for upside. So let me clear a bunch of this stuff off. Got too many lines. So I had a short box up here, and I don't know if I put that up there before or after it spiked up. To see so many charts, it's hard to remember. unless they're the ones that you're just intimately trading with or something. Indicators on this one on the 1 hour look good. Let's back up and see if it's got some spunk to get us up higher on a bigger indicator. Ooh, it was starting to come down on the MACD here. Starting to get a little change of heart there. And that's interesting. So Mindy, let's look at you overall. Was that just a little spike, kind of something like this, and you got something else going on, or is this going to, we got something bigger going on here? Are we getting a breakout? Not officially. No official breakout yet, but it's trying. Should probably raise that just a little bit. So definitely good buy zone. You got bullish divergence here on the daily. So the swing trader always zooming out on the daily and taking a bigger look. You know, remember where we are, what's going on, the bigger picture, the bigger forces, right? So we got price action coming down here, and on our momentum waves, see that green bar right there, price action, or that's going up. So it's giving us, that was helping us to get that boost up. Some divergence there. Not so much on the RSI. RSI is the one that I give the most weight to. There wasn't really any divergence there. So, but when in that situation, it just makes me wonder, well, will this stick? When I see them in the RSI, they pretty much stick. You know, I can count on whether I'm getting a trend change or just a reversal to a top of a pattern or resistance area. But not so much on this, so that I'm looking for, it may not stick. Looking at other few hints that may indicate that we may have some more down. Should we have more down? That should help us a little bit. We've got, it looks like an inverted. Are you not going to draw for me again? There we go. It resembles, I'll just say that, an inverted Adam and Eve. You know what, saying that it is, you usually find those on top, but you don't find them around bottom areas. So take that with a very much grain of salt. You see it went the other way instead. Interesting. I'm just trying to see if we got a chance to break out. There's a lot of things saying not. So things are starting to get tired a little bit. You can see that on the daily, on the MACD. That's a lagging indicator, but still we got the cross. Well, it looked tired from down there. Okay, good thing we pulled that in. The MACD actually looked, we got across there and we're good in the histogram. So actually that's a good thing. Let's see if we got any kind of divergence going on. Not so much. So definitely good buy zone. Got a pump off that area. Let's see what our moving averages are saying here. So the MACD, we were just looking at that. It was getting ready to cross, but now it looks like it's kind of backing off just a little bit. So what's going on? Is it something short term, something long term? So the 9 was attempting to cross the 200, and then it lost. Price lost it, bounced off the 21, which is normal. That's next in line. Now it's either going to come back up. Let's see what it's on the short time. Has it already done that? No. So it should be coming up. Okay, we're going to bounce off the 9 now. So things look, it's going to try to come up. Will it succeed? That's what we got to keep an eye on. 2 hour. This is the bearish part. This is where we already got the cross over the 9 over the 21. I know I'm going through different time frames, but they kind of tell a story. So you want to kind of get a little bit of a future peek, or a little, just zoom out, I guess, a little bit. You just go up a little bit. And what the higher time frames say is, well, usually goes. But this one's got some conflicting information. This is bearish. I would see this as bearish, the 9 crossing the 21. Hey, down. However, it looks like stochastics are starting to go up. A lot of these indicators are starting to get a little bit bullish here very soon. Usually when they cross, that move is over, but there are times they can spin right around and go right over it. So for that reason, we start paying attention to the time frames below that. When we start seeing some, hey man, that's not making sense here on the 2 hour. That should be bearish. I'm kind of concerned about that. These other signs are confusing. They're looking a little bit bullish, saying, hey, it should go up, but you're saying it should go down. Go down a time frame, or go up a time. You want to go up a time frame to get a feel overall. That's where your general theory comes from. Your hypothesis, your thesis, as it were. But confusing information on the 2 hours, screw that. Come down to the 1. One's a little bit more bullish. One makes a little bit more sense for right now. It gives us a little bit more things to watch. And if that's not good enough, come down even further. Come down to the 15. 15 says, here's where the confusion is coming from. Did all this work to reclaim this 200 moving average on the 15. Remember, that's bullish above the 200. But then we had the 50 crossing over. Remember, that's the big bearish sell sign. So you just flashed a sell signal here on the 15. No wonder they're confused on the other ones. But it's so close, it just depends on the momentum. And that's why I look at it overall. To me, it looks a little sluggish, like a back wave coming in. Things may come in, but there may be a wash in the other direction here soon. But we are in the middle of the Ichimoku cloud here on the 15. That should give it a pinch to the upside, a little bit of a push. Money flow is starting to come to the upside. Stochastics going up. Still got a little bit of oomph here. It just flashed the sell signal. All this looks like it may be just a little bit of a struggle for this guy. That was some nice volume there. It's just not an official breakout. But if you can see volume like that and it actually get above these trend lines, definitely a good thing to look at. So will it reverse and go the other way? God, I hope not. They were all coming down. All the moving averages were just all coming down, and now they're turning. So that's a good bottoming sign. That's putting the brakes on right now. And to me, reclaiming that 4-hour 200 moving average would be key, and we're headed back up that way from what I can see. On the 4-hour, we retested the 21, and the juicy buy zone should be heading back up here and hopefully above that 200. And it looks like that's what she's trying to do. So Mindy, nice. Now, as far as a move, how big of a move would that be? Just to get back up to, that's a nice 30 to 37% move just to get back up to its previous high, right? So there's two ways to forecast where this could go. We'll look at this as a falling channel on the 1 hour. View this as A to B. This is B to C, and this would be C to D. So AB equals C to D movement. And that should put us right about right here at just under 7 cents, 6.95 cents. So we got a little measured move there. Get rid of the stick. I don't need it. Other option I would do is the Fibonacci. And And if you don't know Fibonacci, you need to get you some Fibonacci. And you need to add this to your Fibonacci, the 0.272 areas. I even got this one shaved off to the 0.27. Just, I'm telling you, keep it simple. So that measure move that we just took comes up right with that target. But technically, you could have this whole zone if it's a strong move. But and that always makes a great first target to go with when you're looking for a larger, higher high. So 0.0707 is what I get there. So right there in that zone, we got some confluence that good take profit area. And so just depending on your strategy for trading, what you're trying to do, may decide to get out of the trade altogether in this area, may decide to flip short or sell and hope to buy more, sell all your positions, sell part of your position, half of it, quarter of it, 10% of it. You got so many options, and that's why nobody can tell you how to do you when it comes to trading. We'll mark this as the short box or the sell zone. But now let's pretend. Let's pull up the chat. Which one is it? Is this one live? Okay, wrong one. This one. Strega said that's the marinade. He called that down to 0.4443 level so to order, and it hit. So you got in about 4443, about 44 or 43. That would be it, right? Yeah. Let's just say, oh, nice, 44. Okay, let's say right here at 44. Nice. So currently up 6%. High is 11%. Can I make that move up there? If this this plays out, and it would take a while, but it won't be a nice little pretty picture to get up there. Usually it's not. It could be. It may be a bumpy ride to get up there. But if you ain't got nothing better to do, let's say from 44.04.4 cents up there, that's you're looking at what, 60%? 55 to 70, just depending on how Barsha goes. And then if you're playing more conservative moves for targets, what you would do is take a Fibonacci, starting from this wick on the top, pull it all the way down at the bottom, pull in the direction of the move that you're measuring, and then that gives you shorter targets. So if you don't think this one's going to hit, like that was the 1.272 when we pulled the fib this way. See how this kind of works out? That one was the negative 0.27. This is a 1.272. So I've got all those fibs right here, that sweet little spot. Fibonacci, baby. I'm telling you, she'll treat you right. But pulling it down from here gives you the retracement areas, or the these are the areas that it can get rejected at. And a lot of times, but not always. Now, if we got some more downward action and things like that, we can expect to get rejected. For a strong move to the downside, trying to bounce up or something, 382 area. Most moves will come up to at least to the 0.5 area. On this one, that'd be 5.3 cents, 5.4 cent area. But usually we can count on something at the 618 area, which is 5.6 cents. So we should at least see that area hit. It should. So that always makes a good target. The 0.5, just so you don't miss it. and the 0.6. Take a little profit or just to get out or go short. A lot of times there's a lot of short action in there. Trend is not over. We're getting a correction and coming back down. Could be happening, or we could be making that AB equals CD move and going up to those higher areas. So that's where we have to kind of take stock and reevaluate, but always a good place to take a little bit of profit. And if it keeps going, you ride that wave, baby. 786, 886, and 1.272. But coming up to the 618 area and getting it here about 440, getting up there, that's a 25% return. And that is nothing to sneeze at. So you do a $400 trade and it gives you $500 back. So cool. Overall, I like what I'm seeing here. So Strega, Grimmers, and the Ori chain. We need to take a look at Ori chain. Brace, Boca Juniors. How's it going, guys? BTC going to retest 15.7K. Oh gosh. Dog Wise Peppy Duncan. It's down 21% today. I think I covered that when you were here. Profit set for 61 and 62. So what was it? It was Ori chain, right? This is one I've got for a long time play. I don't have a huge bag of it, but I got a bag of it, you know, and I got it put to work for me. Got my usual medium size starter bag, I guess. And got it staking and doing a little DeFi over on the Ori DEX. So I'm looking for a good place that has enough information on it with volume, preferably with volume. I love this one that's TradingView. They do their charts, but you don't see the volume on the exchanges. So I want to go with the KuCoin chart, and she has tanked. Juicy prices. Juicy prices. Dang near my juicy buy zone. Because if you're going to do it, prices get down low. Might as well get them. Try to get it somewhere around $2 or less if you can. If you can. If you're interested in that. That is. I like it as an Ori, as an AI play on the Cosmos ecosystem. It lost a level of support here in this area right there. We have not been able to successfully regain that. We keep flipping off this this trend line, this line right here, right? That red one. See if we can zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture here, because that always helps. I definitely have some bigger targets for it. I've been charting this one for a while. So overall, we've come back to the 886 retracement area. I want to get rid of some of these, or make them smaller maybe. Yeah, that helps. These are areas of resistance here on the bigger time frames. And this one I got real nice and thick because that's a major one for me. So that is sitting just below our 886. and there's some other confluence for that area as well. Yeah, so it's a good bounce area. No, my little box doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to hit down here, but if it does, I'm snagging. But this 2.7 area right there, that's perfect for a bounce. This red bar that I've got there at $2.02. So anything less than $2, definitely good. Can it go below there? It definitely can. It can definitely hit in here. It looks like it's trying to find support here on this area, and I think that it will. Several different methods I've got are showing that that's a great support area. So indicators have bombarded that 200, turned everything down. Big old strong move to the downside. So the fact that it is finding, putting on some breaks here at this area, that's a good sign. Let me back up to the weekly. So still under the 9 moving average on the weekly. 12 hour. And so, yeah, definitely curving out here, finding some strength. Doesn't mean that it won't break through. It can, but it's been holding really strong just right there. It's not the first time I had this one to bounce off of the very top of my buy box. And sometimes it makes getting a really good position a little frustrating when it doesn't, really get in there deep. Or if it doesn't hit it, it comes just a little short from a really strong move. Usually I have to double check and make sure I measured everything right. So just looking at the stuff on the, there's a nice spike up to 261. So we're below the 200 moving average on the 4 hours. So that's like I said, that's bearish, and this one's been bearish for a while. Looking for the 4 hour for direction here. There's a lot of rejection here off the 100 moving average, pushing us down. Little sliver green in the Ichimoku, so we might get a little pump up through the red here. What say you out in the 15? You look bearish as crap. The only good thing I got to say for you is that you're spread out a lot, so maybe you're getting tired of your bearishness and you might get a turnaround, but man, there's some signs it may be dipping into this box, baby. If it does, that's yum time in my opinion. So, where's your next move? If you lose it, $1.83. If she does break that line, look for $1.83, maybe up to about $1.74. So maybe I should fine tune my buy box. Put my buy box in a buy box. I'm on the 1 hour time frame here though. But yeah, if it does, that's the area I would look at. Where'd you go, baby? Right here. Right there. Now this little guy has got a nice history, and I have no doubt that it will reclaim some of those highs. Let's get rid of that Fibonacci there. But overall, you're kind of in a falling channel, falling wedge type structure here. And those have about a 70% chance to break to the upside. And eventually it will. And it's at bottoming territory at that 886 level. Also, it corresponds with the other levels we talked about too. A good chance for it to bounce where it is, or maybe come down to that little red speck that we looked at there. The 180. What was it? 185. Which one is that? 170 to 180, somewhere through there, would be excellent. But the fact that, it's seen more than $20, the fact that this is when it first came out and you go ahead on the high, but I mean, 55 is the candle close there. Crazy prices, $100 almost. But it had a run up when the AI, chat GPT thing hit the scene. It went back up to $11 and now we're just down. So it could definitely do $11 again. In my opinion. She will easily reclaim these areas, especially over the bull market. So this one's got some possible good gains. So I like that one. So I wanted a little nibble of it. So I have it over there staking and making more little Aura Chain babies. And it does a pretty good job right now because you get in early with some of this stuff and then you get to reap the benefits. So let's take a look here. Overall, when you just zoom the freak out, the big picture, you have a falling wedge, 68% chance it breaks to the upside, especially when you got one that is a shallow. Bukowski talks about how these are kind of like diving boards and they just keep going on, and the longer they go, the bigger the bounce. And now normally they will break out about 75% of the way in of this triangle. So if we draw this thing out fairly accurately as we can, we can do some guesstimation. Now where should you start at? From the top there, halfway would be here from this line. Half of that would be about 75%. So according to this, about like the end of October, this little sucker should be breaking out of here. Oh man, that seems like forever. That's 2 months away, Road Dog. Maybe, I don't know, man. It's got to come back up to 327 to break out. I'm just saying, I've got a vertical line here for September. Why do I have that? That's the day after my birthday. Don't know why. I don't know why I put that there, but apparently I think something's going to happen right there. And not just because it's a holiday for me personally, but something. It may be, I think they have a thirdening or something like that. And they do token reduction somehow. But nice. It's still barely under on the weekly, under the 9 moving average. However, let's see what we got on the daily. Still, it flirts with you recovering it on the daily. Just hasn't done it yet. Still under it. Of course, we're looking at could drop down a little. Don't see it above the 9 on any on any time frame yet. It's not soothing. A little scary, a little nerve-wracking, I would say. Even on the 15, baby, are you getting ready to dump on us? That's so sweet. That's so cute. We're gonna go to watch this dump. Even on the 1 minute, baby, you are underneath it. Oh, you just coming down. She's going to come, and she can't get above it on the 1 minute. So start on the 1 minute and wait for it to get above it there. And then if it's frisky, it'll get above it on the 3 and the 7 and just working its way up. It had it before. This one on the 36, the way it's spread out here, I really think I'll be surprised to see it go below 202, too far below that. I really would. And let's do one little other thing here. Let's take that to that. What you got? This particular move suggests $2. Love to see these areas hit, but $2 may be it. Just something to watch. Urache. So Urache, one of the reasons I do like it, and let's go ahead and take just a quick look here. The tokenomics on it are pretty cool, in my opinion. Maximum supply is 19.7 million. Circulating supply is 13.7 million. Market cap is 27 million. Compare that to the coins out here that we're chasing that have a 10 billion maximum supply, 1 billion maximum supply even. You can kind of see that if this one takes off and does well, built on this ecosystem, you can see why this one did reach up to $100. So if you feel a little jaded, if you will, because it's down to $2 or drops down to $1.50, just remember, that sucker reached $100, man. 19 million. Well, if it does it again, it's okay. So we all feel bad, you know, get these big drops and all these coins just taking a hit, but yeah, this is when the whales buy. This coin hit $105 2 years ago. All-time low was in November. It was 90 cents. Hasn't been back there yet. I'm gonna say yet. May not ever go back there. That's been a while. But if it does, would you buy it? Would you buy it? It's just easy to talk ourselves out of getting into some coins. I think this one's a great one to DCA into and then put it to work for you. Let it earn more because it's earning a good rate for a coin. For a coin that's only got 19 million. Oh man. Because I'm earning a bunch of them, but I don't need to have a bunch of it in there. But the rate that I'm getting them, I'm pretty pleased with it. I lost the chat box again. It's because you're a boomer. Striker says, I would buy it. Oh, that's a cool emoji, Striker. Check that out. Coffee! Oh, I still have a list of coins and somehow the time gets by me and I don't get around to them. This was, but Terra was one of them. Definitely want to take a look at. I'm going to take a look at one more, and I haven't looked at it in a while, but it's Ator, but it's on my list of ones. Our baby, you came up and hit, look. Respect the fib. Respect the fib. Respect the fib. Don't ever doubt the Road Dog Fibonacci system. Don't ever doubt it. Look at that, beautiful. You want to know where the move's going to go? I tell you where it's going to go. It's going to go to the 0.27 and 0.414. Yeah, you don't believe me? Don't believe me? You just try it, baby. You see how it works out. And now you get that 0.1618. You don't believe me? Dare, a double dog dare. You just take a leg. You see what it is. You see what it is. You see what goes on. Yeah. Baby, nailed it. Target. Mm-hmm. Don't mean to brag, it's just fun when that happens. So it comes down here to this line, which is a target. Comes up here to this line, which is a target for 38%, and comes up here to this line, which is a target at 45%. 8 Thor. So is it over for Ator? No. We still got trend. It could get a bounce here. It could. It don't look like it will. It looks like that is going to be the weak point, but it could. And I see that just because of that kamikaze nosedive that this 9 moving average is doing over the 100, and this kamikaze nosedive that the 21 moving average is doing over the 50. It's a double take. We're double tapping. Boom. It was a planned ambush, baby. Iwo Jima number 2 coming. Maybe. What it could do is, I don't like the fact that it would, anytime price breaks through a trend line, it's weakening it, in my opinion. Strong line may weak through, and then, just hello line, brush does not want to work for me again. Gosh, man, never happens any other time. Okay, so we're going to pretend that I have nothing working. Oh, there's a line. Okay, so price could just wick down here, right, and then come back and do its business, but that weakens this trend. So eventually, maybe on the next time that it comes to touch that trend, I would count for that trend to officially break then, when you see that kind of situation happen. So want to see this hold. Will it hold? Starting to look doubtful. It will take a lot of buy pressure, but indicators are kind of bottom out. So will it? There's some bullish divergence there. So stochastics are leveled out, maybe angled down just a little bit, and that's giving us some hidden bullish divergence, which means that it should get a bounce and continue on its overall trajectory. So interesting. MACD on the 4 hour. You could be wide open, baby. You could still go down. Stochastics are flat-lined. They can stay that way while price goes down or whatever. Money flow. Still, it's got some downward pressure there. Volume weighted average price, this yellow section, is starting to go up, though. That could be leading to our little green dot. So on the 4 hour, it's already had one on the 1 hour. So maybe with some bullish divergence there, maybe it needs to. It needs to get a flip and go up, but it's like it's going to have a hard time. Hey, door. But anyway, hit those targets. If it does flip, we got some bigger targets. You want to know what they are? Want to know what they are? Want to know what they are? Just right off. Yeah. Right there you go. 80 cents to 86 cents. A door. Striker says, I'm doing some degen right now. This looks, I don't like it though. I don't like how we lost that, but it can regain it. It's possible if it gets a bounce here, it can, it can pull it off. But, ooh, it's dangerously close to breaking that. And some signs saying that maybe you may do it. And zoom up just a little bit. Daily stochastics are at the bottom. Money flow is still green. MACD though, that one's even more downside. Yet the Ichimoku cloud just wants to keep on going. All right, so here's my analysis on this. Do you see how the moving averages we got here? Okay, now we looked at some smaller time frames, right? And we saw the kamikaze dive. Yeah, that's nerve-wracking. Right now, on the daily, the more important one, which is showing some signs that it may still want to go up. the 9 is not even attempting to cross the 21, right? It lost the 21 moving average. Wish I could draw on this thing. Oh, I can now, like magic. So we lost this guy, but he can bounce. And we're still in line with that momentum going in the same direction. I like that. That's a good sign to me. So despite how bearish this looks, the daily says we got a good chance just to keep on going. This is just up barely and ruly. So it's already got a green candle or a blue candle in my case here on the 4 hour promise. Even though that's where the scary bounces are happening, right? So this one looks scary on the moving averages here, but the daily says chill, babies. Everything gonna be all right. Daily, if you're lying to me, I'm gonna find you. One hour just still looks crazy bearish to me personally. But bullish divergence. Hey, not a member. Glad to see you, man. Well, the time is now 12:18, and I've extended my allotted time schedule. But I did want to throw this one out. I thought ATOR looked interesting. It is at a precipice, but if you do see a bounce of it, now it's not aping in here right now. Probably not the best idea. Could pay off, but to play it safe, you want to wait and make sure that you actually got a bounce off of there. Something that looks like that over here on the 1 hour, right? Confirming that, especially if you see it get above the 9 moving average on the 1 hour. Hey, because I think those guys are more upside. If it doesn't, it breaks below this trend line, then, and if you can short it, I don't know who can short it. I don't know if you can short it on Mexi. Maybe you can. Or just cut that trade off. We're down. But so it looks interesting, and if she gets going up, you're buying right at the perfect time. Trump coin is up over 500% tonight. Wow. I didn't even know we had one. It's crazy how the meme coin stuff works. All right, guys, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you very much. And if you can, hit that like button on your way out. I very much appreciate it. I would let Elvis tell you, but somewhere Elvis has left the building. Where did Elvis go?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Trade wisely, trade carefully as we. Today is Thursday, just like every other day of the week for me, seems like. And we're heading into the slow weekend. Just keep those things in mind. Got one more day tomorrow. We'll see how the market reacts. Maybe they'll give us a little pump. Sometimes they like to be nice to us. But we'll talk about it tomorrow night. You guys, be cool. Trade carefully. Make that money, baby. Make that life-changing money.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. If you got a coin you want me to take a look at, leave it in the comments. I'll make a point of it to review it on the next stream.
Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Like if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade out of the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, that's my candy on my wrist. Bad habits,